Today we're going to be talking about paying for college, occupations and salaries, and then also some vocabulary that you see first in here in the box. Savings. Savings is money set aside by a person or family to pay for college. Family support. We have money, gifts, and other financial support used for college expenses. Scholarships. Money given to students on the basis of achievement. Example, you can get scholarships from your school, either an academic scholarship or an athletic scholarship. Private loans. Money given to pay for college that has to be paid back. Loans are made by banks or other lenders. Federal loans. Anytime that it talks about a loan, then you have to pay that back. So this is going to be, you have to pay this one back right here. So this one has to be paid back. The federal loans is money given to pay for college that has to be paid back as well. These loans are funded by the federal government. Grants, money rewarded to students that does not have to be paid back. So I'm going to change my highlighter. So the yellow is going to be money that does not have to be paid back. Your savings, that will not have to be paid back as well. If you have family support, most of the time they don't require you to pay that back. Scholarships, you do not have to pay back either. All right, the next one is work study. This is earning tuition or credits by working for the college or a company. So this is where you can actually work on campus, and the money that you get goes toward your tuition. Tuition reimbursement. This is when a business pays part or all of an employee's tuition. So you have to be working for the company and also going to school. So this is where basically your job would pay for you to go to college. All right, to pay for college, you have to calculate the total cost, which can include tuition, room and board, books and fees, and transportation. Next, you calculate the amount of financial aid the student will receive. Now, financial aid right here, okay, that is going to be your FAFSA. And you'll talk more about that once you get into high school, but this is just an introduction to what is to come. Students may have to calculate how much money they need to save or how much they need to borrow through loans. So once all of that is calculated, then you'll have to determine how much more or how much extra you have to pay. All right, let's move over here. What kind of occupations and salaries can you get? So if you have a high school diploma, you can make probably around $24,000 a year. And all of this will depend on exactly what kind of job that you end up getting. So just some examples of a job that requires a high school diploma would be a cashier. And then you have your associate's degree. So associate's degree is going to be 2 years of college. Okay, so you've gone 2 years of college and you get a job after that. So you could possibly make around $37,000 a year. Examples of jobs or careers that require an associate's degree would be a pharmacy technician. Next, we have our master's degree. So let's go down here. So this is going to be like first, and then this is going to be second. So this is going to be kind of like our next level of education. So this is going to be vocational training. So this is going to be 3 to 18 months. So this is kind of like if you go to the Hollistein Career and Technology Center. So some of those programs will be considered vocational training, and you can come out of that program making $32,000 a year, around that amount, depending on what job you get. And then if you go for 2 years, you can get an associate's degree. And then let's go down here. This is going to be a bachelor's degree. So this is going to be 4 years of college. You can make around $50,000. and then you go to master's degree. Master's degree is going to be 18 months to 3 more years. So you have to have a bachelor's degree first, and then you get your master's degree. So it's going to be 4 years for your bachelor's, and then 18 to 3 more years for your master's degree, depending on what career you would like to do. This could be around $63,000 a year. An example would be college professor. And then last, we have your doctorate degree. This is going to be 3 to 4 more years. Okay, so you have to have, it goes in order. You have to have your bachelor's degree, which is 4 years, your master's degree, which is either 18 months to 3 more years, and then on top of that, you go 3 to 4 more years for your doctorate degree. An example of this obviously would be a doctor or a lawyer, and you can make over $100,000 a year. All right, to calculate the lifetime income, we're going to multiply the annual salary. Annual is going to mean yearly, by the number of years worked. To calculate the annual salary, divide the lifetime income by the number of years worked. All right, so here's just some examples here. Bank teller, $747,000. So, and that's going to be your high school diploma. Okay, these are going to be lifetime, examples of lifetime incomes. Your annual salaries down here are going to be $24,900. So if we wanted to calculate the annual salary, then you would take the $747,000, divide by how many years they've actually worked as a bank teller, and then that would give you your annual salary down here. All right, so now let's look at some examples down here. Paying for college. Bobby's university tuition will cost $11,000 per year. So this is going to mean each year. He has received a $3,500 loan and a $2,000 grant for his first semester. Which form of financial aid will Bobby not have to pay back? All right, so Bobby will not have to pay back the $2,000 grant. If you have grant money, you do not have to pay that back. He will have to pay back the $3,500 loan. Anytime you get a loan, you have to pay that back. And then plus, you're going to have to pay interest as well. All right, let's look at different ways to pay for college. Ways to pay for college. You have grants, scholarships, and then remember these can be academic scholarships or athletic scholarships. Savings, student loans. Student loans will have to be paid back. And then you have work. The last one is work study programs. Okay, our next page is going to be over annual salaries. Remember, annual means yearly. So annual salary is the amount of money a person earns in a period of a year. Okay, so we're going to be coming back to this table here, examples of average annual salaries, and we're going to be answering these questions based on this table. So number 1, it says, compare below how much more a chemical engineer will make than a welder. All right, so this is in a year also. You will go to your chart your table, and you'll see that a chemical engineer has a bachelor's degree and makes $98,340. So this is where we're going to put that amount. It's already there for you. And then a welder's annual salary would be $38,150. You are now going to subtract. When you subtract that amount, you are going to get $60,190. So filling in this other blank, a chemical engineer will make $60,190 more than a welder in a year. All right, number 2, it says in 10 years, multiply the difference in a year by 10. So they're talking about the answer that we got for number 1. So we want to know in 10 years, what is going to be the difference. All right, so if we multiply 60,190 times 10, we're just going to be adding on a 0. So this is going to be 60190 and then add another 0 on. Put your comma there. So a chemical engineer over a 10-year period will make $601,900 more than a welder. All right, what about in 30 years? We're going to multiply the yearly difference by 30. All right, so for this one, we can multiply 60,190 times 3, and then we'll just add on a 0 at the end. All right, so this is a big number here. I'm going to write it down, and then I will put in my commas. $1,805,700. So over 30-year period, that would be the difference in those two careers. All right, let's move over to the right-hand side. This is comparing annual salary practice. Okay, so this is where you are going to practice. Number 1, how much more over a period of 20 years will an X-ray technician earn than a welder? You have your steps here. And so I want you to pause the video and finish the right-hand side, and then come back to the video, unpause it, and you can check your work. All right, for number 1, you should have gotten 17,720. You are going to find the annual salary for each career, X-ray technician and welder, and subtract them. Step 2, we want to know what the difference would be in 20 years. So we're going to multiply the difference in a year by 20. So taking your answer from step 1, 17,720, multiply that times 20. You're going to get $354,400. Number 2, how much more over a period of 30 years would a pediatrician make than a dental assistant? Find the yearly salary of both careers. Pediatrician is $175,000. Dental assistant is $35,205. Subtract those. You get $139,795. Now you're going to multiply that times 30 because we want to know over a 30-year period. You're going to get your final answer of $4,193,850. Your last one, number 3. You want to know over a 10-year period, how much would a chemical engineer make more than an X-ray technician? Once again, find your yearly salary for each of those careers. In the table over here to the left, make sure you're looking at that. Subtract those amounts. You get $42,470. And then you're going to multiply that times 10. You get $424,700.